That one was a little better.
Really?
The cinnamon one, yeah.
Oh, I didn't like.
Good morning. It is a beautiful day here in Iceland. It is day 6 here. We are on the southeast coast. We just checked out of our hotel here at the Hotel Smyrlaborg, and I am on EF Ultimate Breaks Iceland, the Golden Circle and Ring Road tour. So today we are about halfway done with the tour already, which is crazy. We've seen so much cool stuff though. Today we just have a long day of driving, but it should be beautiful. We are driving along the East Fjords. Kind of a boring day, but we kind of need the rest day. If you saw my last 2 videos, we've been up to a lot. So should be a quieter day, but the next 2 days should be really fun. We are heading, by tomorrow, we will be all the way up to Akureyri on the northern coast of Iceland. So a lot of traveling, but a lot of fun stops on the way. So let's get this day started. We have just made it to the town, or I should say village, of Djúpivogur. We are here at all these little egg sculptures. You can see them all lined up. There's one for like every species of bird that they have here. So we made a quick stop here at the eggs before we're heading into the town over there. For a lunch break, it's beautiful here. Even the drive alone was beautiful. You can see the whole lake back there. So they used to do a lot of fishing trade here with the French, so a lot of like the village speaks French and has signs in French and stuff like that, and they're very proud of their like little fishing tradition. So it should be fun to have a very chill day in the small fishing village here on the east coast of Iceland.
This is where the mountains drop straight into the sea, forming these deep inlets that look like a giant's finger deep into the ocean. If you look left, you'll see that fjords aren't just bays. They look like stone cathedrals carved by glaciers thousands of years ago. We may feel a little bit small compared with these landscapes, but this is how nature shows us who is in charge. So a fjord isn't just any bay. It was formed because during the last ice age, a massive glacier carved out these U-shaped valleys, and when the glacier melted, the sea rushed in and filled the space. So basically we are riding now a pass through what used to be a river of ice. And maybe they look all different, and they all look different, but in fact this is just one only fjord. And life here has always revolved around sea and fishing. Boats were the connection from the people that have been living in this part of the world. Boats were the connection to the outside.
Egilsstaðir. You can see the lake behind me through the trees. Look how pretty it is here. We just checked into our new hotel behind me. I don't quite know what's going on this evening. We kind of just have the night free. The town is really small, so we can go hang by the lake. There's a spa here, which is maybe what I'm gonna do. Apparently the dinner at the restaurant at this hotel is really good, so we'll see what we get up to. But beautiful here. It was a beautiful drive on the way here as well. And tomorrow, we're only here for one night, so tomorrow we are on our way. I'm heading further north, but we have some very cool stops on the way. So I'm gonna see what I get up to tonight, and I will check in tomorrow. And we are in Mývatn. You can see the lake behind me. We had like 2 hours of driving this morning. It is chilly and windy up on this hill, but we are making our way. I believe we are heading there. We are heading to the Mývatn Nature Baths, so it's like a hot springs. So once we get down there in the water, it should be beautiful. There's, I guess, a ton of different pools there, and they're heated to around 100 degrees Fahrenheit each. They vary a little, and it's heated by geothermal energy, and there's like all the minerals in the water and stuff. So it should be fun down there. I'll try to get some videos. But yeah, I'm excited to get in the warm water. Wrapped up, as you can see behind me, at the nature baths. It was so lovely. This second pool is colder water. There's one over there that's warm, and then there's like steam rooms, a hot tub, and a cold shower. So super cool. We had 2 hours here. At first I was like, what are we supposed to do for 2 hours? But by the end I was like, oh, do I really have to get out of the water? So super fun time here, and absolutely beautiful views. I'm super relaxed. Now we have a quick stop for a short lunch, and then we have a few more fun stops that I will tell you about when we get to each one. From the Dimmuborgir lava fields. You can see behind me all of the black lava rocks that have formed here over the years. I guess this happened 2,300 years ago. And this place is also called the Black Castle because the rocks kind of look like castles. But there's a few different hikes you could do here. We're just doing the shortest one. But it's very pretty here. Like the leaves are starting to change color as we go north. It's very peaceful out here. So lots of very cool lava rocks. Also, one more thing. Game of Thrones was filmed here. I didn't watch Game of Thrones, but my tour director said that if you watched it, it should be very obvious what scene was filmed here. I can't tell you, but if you watched it, it should be pretty obvious. Alright, we are here at our next stop, which is Skútustaðagígar. Craters. That is the best I can pronounce it. You can see all the sheep behind me, the lake. We're pretty much just bouncing around the lake today. Super windy day here. You could see one of the craters there behind me, and then across the lake there is the biggest one, and I am also standing on one. Hopefully you can hear me over all the wind, but yeah, they're basically just these hills in the ground in crater shapes. But as I've said many times before, look at the views. It's crazy. We're just bopping around this lake today. Absolutely beautiful. We have one more stop. I'm gonna go get on the bus before I blow away. Alright, we are at our final stop of the day, Goðafoss. You can see it behind me. It is called the Waterfall of the Gods. And unlike a lot of the waterfalls that we have been seeing here, it is more wide than tall. I think only 12 meters tall, but 60 meters wide, I believe. So super cool to see it. You can't get too far unless you're on that side, which we're not doing, but very cool. After this, we have a 35-minute drive to Akureyri. We are checking into our new hotel for 2 nights. I believe it's just called Hotel Akureyri. And you're just gonna walk into town, get some dinner. It's been a long day, so I'm excited to get some food. Looking for like pasta or soup or something yummy. So I will see you tomorrow. It's been a very fun day. It is day 8 here in Iceland. We just drove an hour north to the beautiful town of Siglufjörður, and it is one of the northernmost settlements in Iceland. So this morning we are spending a few hours here. We are going to visit the herring museum over there. This used to be the herring capital of the world, I think up until like the 1960s. So very big history with like this fishing village and very significant. So we're gonna go learn about that, and then we have like an hour free for lunch. So I look cold, but it's actually a beautiful day here in Iceland, so should be fun.
At the museum, we started in the main building in Siglufjörður, once the herring capital of the world from the early 1900s until 1968, when overfishing ended the trade. The short herring season ran from June to August, and here you can still see many of the original tools and boats today. My favorite story from the museum was about the herring girls. Men went to sea and worked in factories, while the women gutted and salting the fish. They earned 0.85 krona per barrel, which was often more than the men who earned 1 krona per hour. A skilled woman could handle 3 to 4 barrels per hour, so their pay added up fast. When the men tried to cut the women's pay to 0.75 krona, the women went on strike. The men couldn't keep up and the fish rotted, so after only 2 days, the women returned at a higher rate of 1 krona per barrel. Upstairs in the first building, we saw their living quarters with narrow bunk beds, which were each shared by 2 women. Next, we visited the replica factory. It's built to match the processing plants that once lined the harbor, with large vats, heavy presses, and the machinery used to cook, pack, and store the herring oil and meal. The final stop was the boathouse, filled with some original fishing vessels and gear, as well as some replicas. Here we tasted marinarud sealed, a pickled herring with onion, crid sealed, a spiced herring with cinnamon, and brennivin, the local schnapps.
afternoon. We have made it back to Akureyri. We had some free time once we got back. I'm standing here in front of the church. Just a couple hours to explore town, relax, whatever you want to do. So now we are heading out on one of the 2 optional excursions that EF offers for this tour. This is the first one, even though it's already day 8, and it is whale watching. We are heading down there to one of those boats for a 2.5 to 3.5 hour whale watching tour. My fingers are crossed because I'm really tired. I would love to stay in bed and enjoy this gloomy evening, but we are going to hope for the best and hope that we see some cool whales. This excursion, when I booked the trip, I paid $100. Now it's like retailing at $120 because they raise their prices as time goes on, and I booked this like 2 years ago. So $120 as of September 2025 if you want to do this excursion. Should be fun. We'll see. I will put in some of my footage after this so you could see if we saw whales, but I'm gonna wrap this up now. Thank you for watching these last 3 days in Iceland. I've had so much fun exploring this country. I have 2 videos before this if you missed them. The first 5 days here, including my flight here, Reykjavik, the Golden Circle, and the South Coast, which were some of my absolute favorite days so far. And then come back next week for my final 2 full days here. We are heading to some lava caves tomorrow, and then back to Reykjavik. We're doing the Blue Lagoon. So it should be fun. Come back next week for that. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment. It would mean so much to me, and I will see you next week for more of Iceland. Now I'm gonna go hopefully see some whales.